the known ancient Filipino martial art. It had derived its roots from the first Indonesians coming up from Indonesia. It started out as a bladed weapon style from the southern part, but the training with the stick became so effective that that in itself became a stick fighting art. So now you have arnis and you have Escrima. A lot of people think that arnis and Escrima are synonymous. The difference between arnis and Escrima is arnis is generally known as solo baston. Escrima is known as espada y daga. Now when the Spaniards first came to the Philippines, they saw how lethal this weaponry was, so they outlawed this type of martial art for 360 years. And in 360 years it refused to die. It was practiced in the utmost secrecy. Now there's three main fighting systems in the Philippines. You have the northern system, which deals with the Largamano, Cicoteros, the Retirada systems, and things like that. You have the Visayan systems, which deal with the Spadi Daga. Some of them are from the Bohol side, some are from Cebu, all depending on the local area that you're from, initiates the difference in the system. But out of each system, there are hundreds of different styles. And then when you get to the southern part, that's where they practice their Kali and Silat, Henjak Silat. And in the Philippines, it's still very much localized. When you come to America, where you have a great influx of different ethnic Filipinos, then there became a great blend. So consequently, instead of one teaching, say, the Visayan style, or one teaching the Ilocano style, you have different schools now that are taking everything and accepting everything and suiting it just to the Filipino style of fighting. So hence, you may have a style which incorporates close quarter fighting, and then all of a sudden, boom, it changes just like that, and you're going to a larger mark where you would knock the opponent's timing off. Largamano baston. One of the first major styles was the short bolo style, which they would use in close quarter fighting. Well, in some areas of the Philippines, they didn't have enough time to train for all this sophisticated type of fighting. So it became very simplified. Simplified in the sense that they called it Cincoteros, which means they only dealt with the 5 cardinal strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This particular style does not allow your opponent to come in to do infighting. So hence, when your opponent strikes at you, you just move back and break the bone so that you can shatter the bone. The fight is over. It's either single stick or Spadi Daga. There's 2 trains of thought. One is basically what they call a Spadi Daga, a Serada type of move, where you would move, and when you hit, you stroke with such authority that your opponent has to block. The other train of thought comes from the areas of Cebu and Bohol, which they call de cuerdas. Now, de cuerda style is mainly a weapons type of style. Weapons meaning a bladed weapon. So what they would do is they would normally move, which is equivalent to a sticky hand move. Is they would block, and instead of coming for a a short rib hit, they would wind it around and slice. Hence the disarm. Moving on the inside. Moving to the outside, they do the same thing. They would block, slice. Applicable to the bladed weapon. Not too applicable for stick fighting. But it can be incorporated at a given time. What I'll have the people do out here